I wasn't planning to say this publicly, but after what I've been seeing, what's unfolding quietly around the world, I can't stay silent anymore. This isn't about money or technology. It's about something much bigger, something divine. This message will not reach everyone, but if you're hearing this right now, there's a reason. Don't skip a second of what I'm about to say, because every sentence connects to the next. And if you miss one link, you'll miss the truth that ties it all together. I will share 4 hidden truths and patterns about God and the future with you, and what's coming to humanity. The 4th truth and pattern about Him and the future is the one you wouldn't want to miss, because it reveals the full essence of my message here with you today. I'll also tell you what I said about God and the future toward the end of this message. But before we get there, you must understand the hidden patterns leading up to it, because what's coming next in humanity's story will affect every single one of us. Especially those of you listening from your homes tonight, maybe in your 50s, 60s, 70s, wondering what the future really holds. Now I want to ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Drop your city in the comments below. I want to see seniors from across this country and across the world speaking up, because what I'm about to share affects your community too. And if you find this message valuable, like this video so more people can hear what others aren't saying, subscribe and turn on the bell, because this is not entertainment, this is preparation. There's something about God most people never think about, and this is the first hidden truth about God and the future. People think of God as separate from time, but the truth is, God moves through time differently. Every technological shift, every invention that reshapes humanity, comes in a pattern. It's not random. It's almost as if an invisible hand arranges the timing of what appears when. The printing press, electricity, the internet, AI, each one appears exactly when humanity reaches a point of either awakening or collapse. Now think about that for a moment. What if technology isn't against God, but one of the instruments God uses to accelerate human awareness? What if God has been guiding innovation all along to reveal something about Himself? That's the first truth about God and the future. God reveals Himself through the progression of human innovation. We think we're building machines, but the truth is, we're being built through them. Let me give you an example. When I first started talking about multiplanetary life, many people thought it was just a scientific dream. But what if our drive to explore space isn't just about physics or survival? What if it's God's way of reminding us that creation never ends, that we're meant to keep expanding consciousness, not just territory? You see, there's a hidden spiritual law. The universe mirrors the mind that created it. Every time humanity stops evolving inwardly, the universe pushes us outward. That's why you're seeing so much confusion, fear, and division right now. We're being pushed to expand again, not just technologically, but spiritually. If you can feel that tension lately, that sense that something big is shifting, you're not imagining it. You're sensing the acceleration. And if you've been wondering why it feels like time itself is speeding up, it's because it is. We're entering what I call a compression point in history. At this point, decisions matter more than ever before. What you believe, how you treat others, how you prepare mentally and spiritually, these things are shaping the next stage of human existence. That's why I said I couldn't stay silent, because too many people are focusing on external control, not internal alignment, and that's dangerous. We're entering a future where technology will be able to imitate everything, voices, faces, even emotions. But there's one thing it can never imitate: spirit. That's the line between creation and imitation, between light and illusion, between wisdom and confusion. So let me ask you something. Do you believe technology can carry the fingerprint of God, or do you think we've already crossed the line? Type your answer below. Just 2 words: God's design or human control. Your response matters more than you know. It tells me where you stand in this unfolding story. And I'll tell you something else. If you truly want to stay aligned with what's coming, I encourage you to start organizing your mind and spirit daily. That's why I use what I call the 31-day daily high-impact planner. It's simple. Each morning, write down one thing you'll learn, one thing you'll build, and one thing you'll forgive. Do that for 31 days, and you'll be shocked at how fast clarity replaces confusion. Because the truth is, We can't face what's coming with scattered energy. We need clarity, we need focus, and we need faith. And I'll be honest with you, what's coming is unlike anything humanity has ever experienced. But remember what I said earlier. This is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to understand. Because when you understand what God is actually doing behind the curtain of progress, fear disappears. I'll explain the second hidden truth about God and the future next. It's something most people overlook completely, but it determines how the next decade will unfold. Don't miss it. If you skip what's next, you'll miss everything that connects to the final revelation about what I said concerning God and the future. So stay with me. This message only gets deeper. If you're still here, it means you were meant to hear this. Don't skip a single word of what I'm about to say, because what I'll reveal next is happening quietly beneath the surface of everything we think we know, and most people can't see it. Earlier I told you the first hidden truth about God and the future, that God reveals himself through the progression of human innovation. But there's a second hidden truth, and this one is far more unsettling, because it challenges how we think reality itself works. Here it is. God hides revelation inside disruption. Every major disruption in human history wasn't a coincidence. It was a coded message. A disruption is not chaos. It's divine correction. Look back at your own life. Think of the moments that broke you, that forced you to slow down, to change direction. Now think of the world, economic collapse, digital manipulation, global confusion. Every system is shaking right now because we built them without spiritual foundation. You see, God doesn't interrupt stability unless something has gone deeply off course. Disruption is how God gets humanity's attention. And that's what's happening right now. You've seen it. Entire industries shifting overnight, people losing their sense of truth, algorithms deciding what's real. It looks like chaos. But what if this is God forcing humanity to re-examine what it actually means to be human? The future is no longer about how fast machines can think. It's about how deep humans can feel. If you stop feeling, if you stop questioning, if you surrender your inner awareness to a screen, you lose the ability to hear what God is trying to tell you. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. Have you felt like the world has become noisier yet emptier at the same time? If you have, write this in the comments. I feel it. If you haven't noticed it yet, write still watching. Because even that awareness matters. It tells me how many of you can sense the deeper current running under everything. Now let me show you a pattern no one is talking about. Every time society reaches a breaking point, two things rise together, confusion and clarity. They appear at the same time, but only one leads forward. The confusion blinds those who chase control. The clarity awakens those who chase meaning. That's why this period of time feels so divided. It's not political, it's spiritual. We're being tested to see who can discern noise from truth. And if you've noticed, people are being drawn toward extremes, some toward fear, others toward faith. That's not random either. It's another pattern. Because when divine order begins to resurface, human systems fight back. But here's what few understand. The same energy that breaks systems can build destiny. When one world ends, another begins, quietly, in the minds of those who choose understanding over panic. That's why I said, don't skip what I say. Every second connects to the next. And if you stop halfway, you'll miss what's coming, the part that explains what I said about God and the future, and why no one in media dares to say it. Let me tell you something that happened recently. I was in a meeting with some of the world's leading engineers. We were discussing automation, artificial intelligence, the speed at which machines are learning. One man said, "We're almost at the point where AI can predict human emotion." And I paused. Because that statement terrified me, not technically, but spiritually. You see, emotion isn't just a chemical response. It's a transmission from the soul. It's one of the last remaining interfaces between God and human consciousness. And we're trying to model it, to replicate it. But what happens when imitation replaces authenticity? That's the battle of the future. And that's why I need you to prepare, not in fear, but in awareness. Start small. Each morning, use the 31-day daily high-impact planner I told you about. Write one disruption that's happened in your life, then write the lesson hidden in it. When you do that, you'll start to see what others can't see, the divine code beneath your own challenges. I know some of you watching right now feel tired, maybe even uncertain about where the world is headed. You're not alone. Millions feel the same way. But the reason this video found you is because you were meant to hear this now. You still have purpose. You still have the ability to discern truth from noise. But that window won't stay open forever. The next phase of human history is going to demand clarity. Spiritual awareness will no longer be optional, it'll be survival. So stay with me. Because what I'll reveal soon is the point where all these patterns converge. The moment when technology, faith, and destiny collide. And that's where the third hidden truth about God and the future lies, something that explains why every system is being stripped down and what it means for your own future, your family, your freedom. You cannot miss that. If you skip, you'll miss everything that leads to the final truth, what I actually said about God and the future, the statement the world wasn't supposed to hear. Don't leave. And don't skip. Every word from here on connects to that revelation. You've been sensing it, haven't you? That quiet pull inside you, like something beyond technology, beyond logic itself, is trying to get your attention. I told you earlier, God's patterns always repeat, but they never return in the same form. Now here's the third hidden truth about God and the future, something almost no one wants to talk about. God's future doesn't begin in the world. It begins in the mind of those who choose awareness. Before any revolution happens outside us, it happens inside us first. Let me explain. Every new age of humanity, industrial, digital, and now the rise of artificial intelligence, didn't begin with machines. It began with a shift in consciousness. The same power that created the galaxies is quietly awakening inside ordinary people who dare to see differently. Maybe that's why you're watching this right now. Maybe you're one of them. Have you noticed how fast everything is moving lately? Information spreads before truth can even breathe. AI writes what humans used to feel. People talk, but fewer listen. It's like humanity is forgetting its soul while chasing its own shadow. But here's the pattern. Every time society starts losing itself, God awakens a few who begin to question everything. Those few see the storm forming before it reaches the shore. They start connecting dots that others call coincidence. Are you one of those people? If you've ever felt different or like you're seeing something others can't yet see, I want you to type in the comments, "I see the pattern," or "I'm waking up," because that's how you anchor awareness into action. You see, the hidden truth is this. The future is already here, but it's invisible to most eyes. It's being built in silence, through decisions you make daily, through what you believe about time, purpose, and fear. Let me ask you something real. Why do you think fear spreads faster than truth? Why do you think distraction has become humanity's favorite drug? It's because the system was designed to keep people too busy to notice their divine capacity. But here's the shocking part. The moment you pause, the moment you reflect, you break the illusion. You begin to see the fingerprints of God woven through your routines. Every delay, every accident, every sudden insight. Nothing is random anymore. That's why I told you earlier about the 31-day daily high-impact planner. It's not just a tool, it's a map, a way to train your awareness to see what others miss. People who have used it say they started noticing divine timing in the smallest details, unexpected calls, sudden opportunities, ideas that seem to appear out of nowhere. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. When you track your days intentionally, patterns start revealing themselves. You'll see how certain thoughts always appear before breakthroughs or breakdowns. That's where divine intelligence hides in the data of your own life. And that's where the future of humanity will emerge, from individuals who notice the pattern before it repeats. Look around you. Floods in places that never used to flood. Weather shifting overnight. Voices rising online, warning about systems built on illusion. Leaders talking about progress while people quietly feel emptier than ever. Do you really think all this is random? No. It's the pulse of a world being recalibrated. The future God designed isn't about power or profit. It's about awareness. Those who learn to master their awareness will master the world that's coming. Those who ignore it will keep chasing distractions until they forget who they were meant to become. So here's my question to you. When everything begins to accelerate, technology, truth, chaos, will you still recognize yourself? Or will you lose your reflection in the noise? Type your answer below. I will stay awake. I will not lose myself. Because I believe the people watching this aren't random viewers. You are early thinkers, early feelers, early believers. You were drawn here for a reason. And I need you to stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal next is the most serious truth of all. The one that connects everything I've said, from the first hidden pattern to the warning you've been sensing in your spirit. No one has spoken of it publicly, the media can't show it, but you deserve to hear it. Because when you understand this final truth about God and the future, it will completely shift how you see every system around you, and why this message found you now. Listen closely now, because what I'm about to tell you is the most important truth of all. Everything I said before was preparing you for this, and if you miss this, you'll miss the meaning behind every sign you've been feeling lately. The fourth hidden truth about God and the future is this. God is not sending the future to us, He's awakening it through us. That's the real revelation. The future isn't coming from outside, it's unfolding from within. That's why some people are already sensing what's next, while others are still asleep. The universe doesn't hide information, it hides awareness. And only those who are willing to question, who dare to look deeper, can see the pattern emerging. That's you. That's why this message found you now. Have you noticed lately how people everywhere are talking about change? Governments promising it, corporations branding it, influencers selling it. But deep down, something in you knows that's not the real change, that's noise. The real change is spiritual. It's invisible. It's happening in the quiet minds of ordinary people who are suddenly waking up to divine alignment. And I know some of you feel it too, that unshakable pull to prepare for something greater. It's not fear, it's awareness. It's God whispering, you were born for this time. Now let me show you the hidden pattern no one dares to reveal. Every great reset in history, the flood, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, the digital age, came with one thing in common, a divine hand testing humanity's memory. Not memory of data, but memory of who we are. Because the moment humanity forgets its divine origin, systems rise to replace God. Look around you right now, you're seeing it happen again. Artificial intelligence claiming creativity, corporations claiming identity, systems claiming control. And yet inside every human heart, there's a spark that refuses to be programmed. That spark is the divine code. That spark is the future God designed. One that cannot be replicated by algorithms or erased by media. So let me ask you something. Do you still feel that spark burning in you? Do you still believe there's more purpose in your days than what you've been told? Type your answer in the comments right now. I still believe I am part of the future. Because this isn't just about listening, it's about aligning. Here's the truth hidden for most people. The systems of the world are designed to make you forget that your awareness creates your world. They keep you distracted, tired, reactive, so you never slow down long enough to notice the pattern God is showing you. But when you awaken, everything changes. Time slows down. Coincidences become confirmations. You start hearing divine timing in everyday life, in a phone call, in a delay, in a random encounter. That's not random, that's divine orchestration. That's why I told you before to use your 31-day daily high-impact planner. Because once you start writing, once you start tracking your thoughts, your hours, your insights, you begin to see the invisible hand guiding you. You begin to notice how every pattern connects. That's how you prepare for the future, not by fear, but by awareness. And here's something most people don't realize. The ones who stay aware now will become the new architects of the next era. Not through power, but through clarity. Not through noise, but through truth. This is why I had to share this message, Because no one else is telling you this, and the media will never reveal it. But I had to, because you deserve to know what's really happening beneath the surface. You were chosen to hear this before many others. You're not here by accident. This video didn't find you by coincidence. It found you because you were meant to see the pattern before it unfolds. So don't miss what's coming next. I'm going to reveal even deeper truths, patterns hidden for centuries, insights that explain why this generation is being awakened right now. But to make sure you don't miss it, like this video so more awakened minds can find it. Subscribe and turn on the bell icon, because the next revelation will complete what began here. Type in the comments if you're ready for what's next. I'm awake. I'm ready for the future. The time has come. The illusion is fading. And the truth, the one hidden in plain sight, is awakening through you. Check my playlist for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.